What do you think? Is the Bible true? Is it really the Word of God? What proof do we have that it is? Hey, everyone. I'm from a church, and this is part 2 of our series. Is the Bible true? In part 1, we looked at the internal evidence for the truth of the Bible. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out. But in this video, we're going to look at external evidence for the truth of the Bible, specifically the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls are a collection of ancient Jewish text written between 250 BCE and 70 CE. They were discovered in 1947 by a young shepherd named Muhammad, who was looking for a lost goat near the Dead Sea in a place called Qumran. He stumbled upon a cave filled with clay jars. Inside the jars were leather and papyrus scrolls that turned out to be some of the oldest known biblical manuscripts. Over the next 15 years, 900 or more documents were found, including copies of books from the Hebrew Bible, also known as the Old Testament, as well as non-biblical texts. The biblical books found include every book of the Old Testament, except the book of Esther. So what does this mean for us today? Let's look at 8 things that the Dead Sea Scrolls prove about the Bible. Number 3. The text of the Old Testament has been accurately transmitted over time. When you compare the Dead Sea Scrolls to later copies of the Old Testament, such as the Codex Leningradiensis, which was completed in the 10th century CE, you find that the text is almost identical. For example, the Isaiah scroll found among the Dead Sea Scrolls is almost identical to later manuscripts of Isaiah. This shows that the Hebrew Scriptures have been faithfully transmitted over the centuries, and that the Old Testament we have today is very reliable. 4. The prophecies and stories found in the Old Testament actually came from the Old Testament. The scrolls contain the book of Isaiah, which contains prophecies about the coming Messiah. These prophecies are also found in the New Testament, where Jesus is depicted as fulfilling these prophecies. For example, Isaiah 53, which describes the suffering servant, is also found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. This confirms that the Old Testament's prophecies about the Messiah existed well before Jesus' time, supporting the New Testament's claim that Jesus is the Messiah. Number 5. These texts give us insight into the beliefs and practices of the Jews during the Second Temple period. They show a wide range of Jewish religious practices and beliefs during the time of Jesus. This helps us better understand the historical context of the Bible and helps us see that the New Testament's portrayal of Jewish culture, religion, and traditions is historically grounded. Number 6. The Bible is historically reliable. The scrolls contain non-biblical texts like the Community Rule, which gives us an understanding of the people who lived in the region during biblical times. These texts help confirm the historical setting of biblical events and show that the Bible is not a fairy tale, but a reflection of real ancient cultures. Number 7. The Dead Sea Scrolls have revolutionized biblical scholarship. Before the discovery of the scrolls, scholars had to rely on the Masoretic text, which was based on relatively late manuscripts. But now scholars have much more reliable manuscripts to work from, which has led to more accurate translations of the Old Testament. And 8. The Bible has proven its ability to endure. The fact that the Dead Sea Scrolls align so closely with modern texts shows that the Bible has been exceptionally preserved over the past 2,000 years. This tells us that the Bible is not just a product of its time, but has been carefully maintained as a reliable historical and spiritual document. Do you believe the Bible is true? Are you convinced that the Bible is the Word of God? If so, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and share this video if you think someone else will be blessed by it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.